Hey everybody. So this video is another short one and it is similar to that of cardiac muscle because we are not going to talk about it in significant detail, but just as an overview. So this is smooth muscle tissue. So smooth muscle tissue, the types and their functions can be seen on this video here to get a better appreciation of where we see them and what they do. But what we're going to talk about in this slideshow is that there are different types of smooth muscles. We have the multi-unit smooth muscle and the single unit smooth muscle. So in a multi-unit smooth muscle, this is going to be in locations like some arteries, in the pulmonary air passages, erector pili muscles in the skin, as well as in your iris. So the end branch of the axon synapse is going to meet with an individual muscle cell and then form a motor unit there. In the single unit smooth muscle, a nerve fiber does not synapse with a particular cell, but rather just releases the neurotransmitters at several points throughout the tissue. What this is going to do is create an electrical communication. It's going to communicate electrically with multiple cells at one time and also through gap junctions so that these cells can interact and communicate with each other one at a time. So, that said, an example of smooth muscle being used in the body are within the digestive tract, and this is going to be in the esophagus specifically. This is known as peristalsis. So this is going to be where the muscles within the esophagus are going to contract at two different times in order to move food from your mouth and down your esophagus and into your stomach. So there's a video right here that talks about this in more detail, as well as includes images. If you look at the anatomy of these smooth muscles, what you'll see is that the smooth muscles are fusiform, short, and uninucleated. And there are no visible striations. The Z discs are not there. And instead, you're going to see thin filaments attached to dense bodies. So it's very different than the skeletal system and the cardiac system. So it's very different. Not only that, but there's not a lot of sarcoplasmic reticulum, and there are no T tubules. So instead, calcium will enter through channels in the sarcolemma. So it is very different than that of the skeletal system and the cardiac system. One last very important side note, you're probably thinking, this is very different, right? This is very different than skeletal muscle, and it's true. And one of the major differences is that in smooth muscle, they are going to be innervated with involuntary nerves from the autonomic nervous system. So the peripheral nervous system is going to be the voluntary nervous system, and it is going to interact with our skeletal muscles, hence the reason we can voluntarily move them around. However, the autonomic nervous system is going to connect with these muscles and take care of them for us so that we can involuntarily contract these muscles. We don't need to think about it like we do with our skeletal muscles. So our cardiac and smooth muscles are controlled involuntarily by the autonomic nervous system. If you have any questions on smooth muscles, please reach out.